Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets which are available to download in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best be prepared for your exam, and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. And now we're going to make a start on the 2019 practice paper S for grade 5. So if you turn with me in the grade 5 practice paper booklet for that year to page 25, we'll make a start on that. Now do remember that paper S was never actually sat as an exam, it's just provided to you as an extra revision aid. It's a specimen paper, and so the layout will be slightly different sometimes, and I think this first page particularly shows that. However, sometimes it's a really great revision aid to come at things from a slightly different angle, so it's really useful to come at things even though it's a slightly different layout than the usual exam paper. So question 1, as usual, asks us to refer to this extract. And we're asked to describe the time signature, whether it's simple or compound, or whether it's duple, triple or quadruple time. So simple time is where we divide into 2s, compound time is where we divide into 3s, and then duple is 2 beats per bar, triple is 3, quadruple is 4. Now, the time signature itself will tell us this, and sometimes you could look through and the way the music's laid out will also give you the clues. However, these notes aren't actually correctly beamed, which we'll come up against later, so there's not always a great deal of help here. However, it does give us a bit of a clue, but we know that 9/8 is 3 dotted crotchet beats, dotted quarter notes per bar, which we know divides into 3. And so we've kind of got the answer anyway, despite this muddle here. So we are in compound time, we're dividing into 3s. And there are 3 groups, 3 beats per bar, so we are in triple time. And so now we come to the actual grouping of the notes. And this is really a good illustration of showing how incorrectly beamed notes makes it really difficult to play. It's really hard to get a handle on what the time is, where each beat falls here. And when we rewrite it, we'll see how much more easy the music is to follow. So we need to correctly beam the notes of bar 1. And so we need to reflect each dotted crotchet or dotted quarter note beat. And so we're going to have to group in groups of 3. That's how we're going to have to beam it. So let's just do the thinking for this first. So we've got 1 quaver, 1/8 note there. There's a beat. There's a beat. So there's our first group of 3. So let's just circle those. So we're going to have to beam those together. Now then, 2 demi-semis, 2 32nd notes, make the same amount of time as a semi or a 16th, which with this one will give us a quaver beat. So there's 1 of our group of 3, there's 2, there's 3. So they're going to have to go together. And then we have 2 semis give us a quaver, 2 16th notes give us an 8th note. There's another beat. There's another quaver beat, so these are going to go together. So that's the thinking done. So now we've just got to actually beam them. So we're going to have to make some decisions about which way the stems go, perhaps. Mind you, they're all up to the... Oh, we might have to change here. Let's have a look. No, I think we'll be okay as we are. Let's see. So let's just get the note heads in first of all and deal with one thing at a time. Quite a lot of notes to fit in there, just about done that. I perhaps could have squished that a bit more at the beginning. However, we're just about right there. So then, to the A sharp, they're going to have to be beamed together. Now this one, the stems should go up, but all of these, the stems are going to have to come down. And that's only one step away, whereas that's 1, 2, 3 steps away. So this one's outvoted and is going to have the stem going down. For the sake of all of these others. And so now we need to show clearly that these are semis, 16th, this one isn't, so the second beam will only go to here and not straight through to here, otherwise that'll change that time value. And now I think it's plain sailing. I think all the stems are going to be up because we're below the middle line from now on. So here we're going from this B to the E. These are going to be beamed together. Oh, not quite far enough. Oops, there we go. So, and then these two are quavers, 8th note, so they don't need an extra beam. That needs an extra beam. That's a semi-quaver, but then these two is demi-semis, 32nd notes, so they need another beam as well. And so our final lot should be the D to the E, that's correct. Just check we've not gone wrong somewhere. So if you just take it in stages, it's quite easy to work out. It's just breaking it down into the manageable chunks. So that's a quaver, these are semis, and we're done. And you can see how much easier that is to play. We can see there's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3. Much easier for the performer now. Now then, looking ahead, we can see that bar 2 is incomplete, and so ordinarily we'd perhaps be asked to add rest to complete this bar. However, they've given us 3 options, and so we need to choose which option is correct. Now bear in mind we are in compound time, and just as we've had to show each dotted crotchet, each dotted quarter note beat in the beaming, the same principle applies for rests. So straight away we know this one is incorrect, because that's showing simple time. It's not grouping or showing the rests for each beat in compound time. We need to be showing each dotted crotchet beat. So either one of these two look like they're an option. However, if you remember, each new rest requires a new beat, and so it's all going to be down to how this first beat is shown. And we don't have the dot, we have to complete this quaver 8th note beat. So we can see there's beat quaver 1, there's quaver 2, and then here's quaver 3. Here, that belongs to that, and then that's its own quaver rest there. So this one, you can't just sort of lump it together in one rest. You need to show the groupings, so it's got to be this one. So now let's press on to the next question. So again in bar 2, we need to rewrite these notes that we've been given. So they're sounding at exactly the same pitch, but using the alto clef. So we need to put in a new clef and key signature. So we'll have our double bar line, and the alto clef, middle C is centered around this middle line, and then we build our clef around that. The key signature now needs to show the positioning appropriate to this clef. So C, D, E, F sharps and C sharps. And now, just being very careful to keep in the same octave. We need the same pitch, so keep middle C as an anchor point, a focal point. Middle C is at the bottom of the treble, so this is the C, B, A sharp below middle C, so you don't get the wrong octave. So C, B, there's the A sharp, and then we're going up a third to that particular middle C, which is helpful. There we go, and then we'll join those together. And that one is a semiquaver, a 16th note. There we go. And now, just generally speaking, we're asked, it tells us that the extract is in B minor, and we're asked which key has the same key signature. So we're looking at the relative major. Now, if you've got your circle of fifths drawn out before you start this paper, which is something that I do recommend you do, that question's already nicely answered. So B minor and D major both share a key signature of 2 sharps. If you're not sure how to write this circle of fifths list out, then have a look at my video. It's on the playlist Music Theory for Everyone, and the circle of fifths video explains all of this in depth, and that way you've done all your thinking in one go without suddenly having to sort of juggle information in your mind and getting confused. So the links to that will be in the cards and in the description box. And so we know that that's D major, the related major to B minor. And finally, we are asked to write as a breve, a double whole note, the enharmonic equivalent of the note marked with an arrow in bar 1. So let's find that. Here we go, it's this one here. And so this is A sharp, we're in the treble clef, A sharp, and it's the A sharp above middle C, so just be careful there. And it's always easier to imagine these things, visualise them on a piano keyboard rather than just trying to think of them in your head. It's easy to make mistakes that way. So even if the piano isn't your instrument of choice, it's a helpful visual aid. Just sketch a quick keyboard out. And so A sharp could be written as B flat. It could also be written as C double flat. So either one of those will do, just making sure you get the correct octave. So we're looking at the A above middle C, well the A sharp above middle C, so it will be the B flat closest to that. Alternatively, you could choose to do the C double flat, writing it as a breve or a double whole note. And that's that question completed. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope it's helping you with your studies. And I know I always say this, but I do hope that you're enjoying it, because I certainly am enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. And please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.